Okay, let's dive into a really striking part of Scripture today. We're going into the book of Ezekiel, specifically chapter 8.
Yeah, this chapter, it's incredibly visual. It describes a vision Ezekiel has, revealing some, well, deeply troubling activities happening back in Jerusalem.
Right? It's presented almost like a guided tour, isn't it? Showing the reasons from the text's viewpoint for why judgment is described as coming.
Exactly. And it kicks off pretty dramatically. Ezekiel feels like he's grabbed by the hair, the text says.
By his hair.
Yeah, by a figure that looks like fire and glowing metal. He's lifted up between earth and heaven in these visions of God and sort of whisked away to Jerusalem.
Wow. So where does he land in this vision?
He's brought to the entrance of the north gate of the inner court of the temple.
Okay, so right inside the temple complex.
Right. And the very first thing he sees there, an idol that provokes to jealousy. It's right there at the entrance.
So immediate problem, right at the gate of the sacred area.
Precisely. And the figure guiding him makes it clear this is just the start. He says Ezekiel will see utterly detestable things the Israelites are doing, but then adds, essentially, buckle up because you're going to see even more detestable things than this. It really sets a tone of escalation.
Okay, so this idol is bad, but there's worse coming. Where does the tour go next?
Well, next, he's shown a hole in a wall. He's told, dig through it.
You dig through a wall.
Yeah, he digs, finds a hidden doorway, and goes inside. And what's in there is quite something. The walls are covered, completely covered, with carvings.
Carvings of what?
Crawling things, snakes, lizards, detestable animals, all sorts of idols just plastered on the walls of this secret room.
A secret room within the temple area.
Seems to be nearby or connected. And it's not empty. There are 70 elders there.
70, so like the leadership.
Exactly, described as leaders, including a specific name, Jazaniah, son of Shaphan. And they're all standing there, in the dark, burning incense to these images on the walls.
Whoa. Okay, so the leaders are involved in secret idol worship. What's their thinking? Does the text say?
It does. Their justification, as reported in the vision, is basically, the Lord doesn't see us, the Lord has left the land.
Oof. So they think they can get away with it because God isn't paying attention.
That's the mindset presented, a kind of hidden practice, believing they're unseen. But the guide immediately tells Ezekiel, you will see them doing things that are even more detestable.
Okay, it keeps escalating. So what's worse than the leaders secretly worshiping idols?
He's then taken to another spot, the north gate of the main house of the Lord, still in the temple area.
Right.
And there he sees women. They're involved in a ritual, mourning for a figure named Tammuz.
Tammuz. That sounds like a foreign deity, right?
It is, associated with Mesopotamian mythology. So now you have this foreign religious practice happening right at the temple gate. And again,
Let me guess, he's told he'll see something even worse.
you got it. You will see things that are even more detestable than this.
Okay, where does it end up? What's the final scene?
The final scene is arguably the most shocking. He's brought right into the inner court of the temple.
The inner court,
Ah.
like between the main entrance porch and the altar. The really holy part.
Exactly that spot, the very heart of the temple complex. And there, he sees about 25 men.
Doing what?
Their posture is the key detail. They have their backs turned to the temple, to the sanctuary itself.
Their backs to the temple.
Yeah, and they're facing east, bowing down, worshiping the sun.
Wow. In the inner court, turning their backs on the symbolic presence of God to worship the sun, that's blatant.
Extremely. And the text adds a couple more details, that these men are also filling the land with violence, constantly provoking God's anger, and there's this strange phrase about them putting the branch to their nose.
Put the branch to their nose. What does that even mean?
It's a bit obscure. Scholars debate it. Some think it was part of a specific pagan sun worship ritual. Others may be a gesture of contempt or mockery towards the temple they were rejecting.
Huh. Either way, combined with turning their backs and worshiping the sun right there, it paints a picture of total rejection, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So you see the progression. Idol at the gate, secret elder worship, foreign mourning rites, and finally, overt sun worship in the most sacred space. Each step is shown as more offensive, more central.
And what's the upshot? What does the vision say will happen because of all this?
The conclusion from the divine voice in the vision is stark. It says, therefore I will deal with them in anger. I will not look on them with pity or spare them.
No mercy.
And it adds, although they shout in my ears, I will not listen to them. A total breakdown of the relationship from the text's perspective.
So wrapping this up, Ezekiel 8 provides this really intense step-by-step vision. It details these specific acts The people involved, leaders, women, men, their locations moving ever closer to the temple's heart, and even their stated justifications like, God doesn't see us.
Yeah, and it directly links these actions described as detestable to the pronouncement of judgment without pity. It's a powerful narrative connecting specific practices, or lack thereof, to divine consequences within this specific text.
It definitely leaves you thinking about that contrast between, hidden actions versus public appearances,
Yeah.
and how this text frames the consequences when worship goes so far off the rails from its prescribed norms.
It really highlights the importance placed on how worship happens and who is worshiped right there within the sacred center. It's quite a journey that chapter takes you on.